Hello guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. In today's video I have everything that I crocheted for one market to share with you guys, as well as I'm going to talk about my pricing, and I will share with you what sold and what didn't sell after the market is over. So really quick, I know I still have Halloween stuff behind me and it is now November. I will eventually get around to changing it to my fall stuff, but right now I have to film this currently because my market is this afternoon, so I have no other time if I'm going to show you everything before it has been sold. So anyways, with that I will include yarns and patterns in the description below for you in the order that I showed you everything, and that will be on one Google Doc because YouTube does have a limit for the description box, and I always reach the limit with linking both the yarn and the pattern for everything. So a couple things I want to mention before I actually get into showing you everything is, first off, if you want to know how I price my items, I have addressed that in a video already. That video is called How to Get Started Selling Your Crochet Items or something along those lines. I'll link it as the first YouTube video under like the watch more section below for you guys. So if you want to know exactly how I get the prices for my items, then that is below for you. And one more thing, I don't want this to sound rude, but I am going to have zero tolerance for price shaming. So if you guys comment anything saying that my prices are too low or my prices are too high, or you reply to somebody else's comment saying something like that, then I will immediately be deleting your comment as soon as I see it. I'm not going to tolerate that. Everybody's allowed to charge whatever they want to charge for their own business. I will accept questions on prices, but I won't accept that is too high or that is too low, you shouldn't charge that type of comments. So anyways, with that though, I'm going to show you everything and tell you the price, and just know that the price is based on how long it took me, how much the yarn cost, all of that kind of stuff combined. So anyways, this first item is, I believe, the only one that I don't have a pattern to share with you, but I do plan on releasing a pattern for this next year at some point. But this is my duck that is holding a little pumpkin. This is with Parfait Chunky yarn, and the price I have on here is $20. Also, if you guys are interested in watching the video where I got ready for this market, that was posted right before this video, and you can see me putting price tags on all of these items, printing out cards and different things like that that I did to get ready for the market. So anyways, here is this little guy, and he is $20. So I'll let you know afterward, of course, if he sold or if I still have him for my next market. Next we have bees that are made with my own pattern. So this is the regular bee and this is the candy corn bee, and I also have a new candy cane bee. So each of these are $15, and they are made with Parfait Chunky yarn, and they're made with the same pattern as well. So this is a pattern alteration, and then these two came out together as a candy corn bee pattern with the alteration for the regular bee as well. So this is the Christmas one, and then fall and regular bee, of course. So $15 each for these. They do not take me very long at all to make. So next we have a more pricey item. This one is $50, and again, just because it took me a lot longer, and obviously it's bigger, so a lot more yarn and materials. But this is my own pattern again for this shark with goggles inspired by the Squishmallow shark. And yeah, this guy is $50 because all of the little fins and stuff take a lot of extra time. It actually took me as much time to make the body as it did all the fins and the extra details and then getting them sewn on. So anyways though, this is $50. So again, with everything, I'll tell you if I still have it or if it's sold at the end of this video. So next I have my Crochet Corn, which this is a pattern that I bought off of Etsy by Crochet Grove. This is Bernette Blanket Yarns. I also didn't mention that the shark is Bernette Blanket Yarns. But anyways, this I have priced as $30 or $45 with the baby, because I do have a baby corn, which the baby corn is right here. So this is made with Red Heart Super Saver in the same pattern. and this one is $20 by itself or $45 with the mom. So it's a little bit of a discount to get both of them together or each one separate for a little bit more. So that is these two, and I made these when the corn trend was happening, and then I didn't get to go to that market because I had COVID. So I'm finally gonna get around to hopefully selling these today. All right, next we have a turtle, which I made a turtle for this market last time I went, and it sold, so I'm hoping that this one will sell as well. This one I've priced at $30, which was the same price it was last time, and this one is with Bernat Blanket yarns and baby blanket as well, white and then deep sea. This is an item that I had at my last market and it did not sell, so I have it again, and this I have for $35. Again, Bernat Blanket yarns for this one, and baby blanket as well. When I say Bernat Blanket, I'm including Bernat Blanket Brights, baby blanket, and regular blanket, just so you know. Next, we have another big item. This is my Triceratops pattern, which is inspired by the Squishmallow yet again. So this one is super cute. Got his little tail, little chunky short tail, and this one is also $50. Basically, that is the amount of time it takes for these larger Squishmallows. So as you'll probably notice, I have a lot more small items and only a few big items because, of course, these take a lot longer. All right, you guys, next I have a lemon, which this was surprisingly quick for the size. So this is only $15, but it is super cute. I also have a lot of other fruits that you're gonna see, but that is this one. And at this point, I have stopped telling you the yarns. I apologize, but it'll all be below like I already mentioned. Next, we have this butterfly, which I did make for the market I was at last time as well, and it did not sell. So it is back again, and this is $30. More fruits, we have this strawberry for $15, and this is with velvet yarns. We also have this blueberry, which is also velvet yarns, and it's hard to see because the yarn color is so dark, but it does have a little face. And this one is $20. And I think this might possibly be the last fruit. This is a little orange, which is actually from my own pattern. It is a pumpkin pattern, which is actually right there, but I included an alteration for how to make this orange. So that is where I got this pattern from, and this is for $15. Next, we have this Totoro. I think I'm saying it right. I apologize if I said it wrong. I am not familiar. I only made it because I thought it would sell well. But anyways, I had this at my last market and it did not sell. So I'm hoping it will sell this time, but we'll see. This is for $40. Next, we have my Velvet Penguin, which this is for $25. And this is actually made with my Squishmallow pattern for the penguin, but I made it with smaller yarn and a smaller hook size. So it ended up being like this instead of larger like the Squishmallows that you already saw. Next, we have this chubby little llama or alpaca, whichever one you want to call it. And this is another item that I had at my last market, but it did not sell. But I had quite a few people interested in it, so I'm hoping it'll sell this time. And this is for $15. Okay, this whale, another one actually that I do not have the pattern for, you guys. I am sorry. This is something that I freehanded like years ago, so I definitely can't give you the pattern now. But I did have this at the last market. It also did not sell, so I have this as $30, but I'm thinking I might lower the price maybe to like $25. If this does not sell today at the next market, it'll probably be cheaper. But because I made this years ago, I have no idea how long it even took me, so I just estimated the price for this one. But yeah, this is my little free-handed whale. Alright, next we have another bigger item, and this is a Triceratops. I made the same pattern at the last market and it sold for $45, so I have this one again as $45. This is just different colors. Last time it was green, this time it is purple. So again, hoping this one will sell since it did sell last time. Alright, here's another item that I did a crochet with me for that you guys would have seen. And I have this priced at $20, which I have like hair everywhere. I'm sorry, you guys. So don't mind me if I'm just like doing this. There's stuffing and hair everywhere always with me. But yes, this is a little duck in overalls, and he is for $20. Next we have this bunny, which I did make for a pattern test, but this pattern is out now. If you guys want to check it out, you can purchase it and use it. I really love it. And this is for $35. So I think it's super cute, and we'll see how this sells. This will be the first time that I take it to a market. And majority of these items, it is the first time I'm taking it to a market, unless I'm telling you otherwise, obviously. Next we have my Velvet Little Chick, which also was at my last market and did not sell. So this is for $30, same price it was last time. Pretty much everything is the same price it was last time, even if it didn't sell, because I can't really lower my prices by too much because of the yarn cost and how long it took me. But anyways, Velvet Little Chick, I love him, so even if he doesn't sell, I might just keep him in my room or something if he doesn't sell at the next couple markets. But that is him. Okay, I lied, you guys. I also don't have a pattern for this yet, but I will have a pattern for this because I wrote the pattern. So this is for $15, this little cow that I made. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like $15 is a little bit low, but I'm not going to change it now. It's okay with me. This is just an item that I didn't track how long it took me, so I'm not exactly sure if $15 is too low or not enough, and you know, all that. But anyways, this is again my own pattern. I wanted a pattern that was small for cows. Every other pattern that I've been able to find is way too big for cows, and cows are a really good seller, so I wanted a small pattern, and this is obviously quite a bit smaller than a lot of my other items. But this is just chenille yarn, so if you use like Bernat Blanket or Parfait Chunky, you'll probably result in a bigger size. But again, this pattern is probably one that's going to be coming out in 2023, but it will be a free pattern. Next we have another item that I made one of for my last market. So this is another one, and I charged $10 last time and it sold for that price. So I think this guy will sell as one of the first items, I think, if I have to predict, because that's what happened last time. But yeah, super cute, and I meant to make a few more of those, but honestly, you guys, I just lost track of time way too quickly. So quite a few of these items I would have loved to make more of, but it just didn't happen. But anyways, next we have my bee squishmallow pattern. This is another one that I had at the last market and it did not sell. I sold about half my items at the last market if you guys didn't see my video on it. So this was one of them that happened to not sell. So we'll see today, but this is $45. This one is a little bit faster for me to make than some of the other squishmallows because it has less details, just the wings and the antenna, versus of course the shark and the triceratops have a lot more add-ons to sew on. But anyways, another one that I had at the last market that did not sell, but this is my last like really big item to share with you, and this is for $45. So same price that I had it last time, so we'll see. And yeah, just a regular teddy bear. And I did not expect it to be this big or to take me this long. When I made it, I would have chose a different pattern if I realized, but you know, that happens sometimes. So anyway, we'll see how he does today though. So next I have quite a few small mushroom guys that were at my last market and did not sell. So first are these two. This little pattern is super cute. I thought they would sell well at the last market, but they didn't. I actually found that a lot of stuff that I made with Red Heart Super Saver, which is what all of these are made with, did not sell as well as the stuff with bulky yarn, most likely just because it's softer, and also $15, you would expect this to be more like $10 because it's so small, but it's $15 because it did take me the same amount of time as something that would be bigger, just because it's smaller yarn with small details. Anyways, all of that being said, these are $15 each for these, as well as these two are $15 each. So at the last market, I did have 3 of these and 1 of these sold. I had a red one and it sold, but these 2 did not sell. Alright, next we have these Octos, which these are for $10. These two are the ones that I had at my last market and they did not sell. I did have a third one and that one sold. It was in purple. And this time I have a third one in a different pink color. So I wanted to make a purple, but I just ran out of time. So we have this color instead. And these are $10 each, just because they do work up super quickly. Next we have different frogs. Frogs are always a great seller for me, which this one is super cute. I think it's my favorite and I am tempted to make one of these for myself. But anyways, he is for $15 just because this pattern took a little bit longer. All of the legs and the arms and the eyes you have to sew on, so he's a little bit more, versus these two are only $10 each because they are no sew patterns, so they took me a little bit less time than the one that I had to sew everything. So anyways, that is these, which I think those will sell pretty well. I did make this same pattern with these same yarns last time and it sold for the same price of $10, but these two frog patterns are new ones, so I will of course let you guys know how they do at the market tonight. Alright you guys, I told you I was done with the big items, but actually this one fell out of the bin. So this one is $45. It did take a lot of sewing for all of these spikes as well as the arms and the nose and everything, so it's a little bit more expensive than I would like it to be. But again, kind of one of those things that I don't have much wiggle room on the price because it did take me so long. So anyways though, I think he is cute. I had him at the last market, so hopefully he will sell this time. But this is the last big item and the last item that I had at the previous market that did not sell. Alright you guys, next we have eggs, which this one was the first one I ever made. Each one is $10 by the way, but this one was the first one and it is a smaller pattern, so I didn't like it as much. The yoke is small. It's a cute pattern, but I only made this one once because it is quite a bit smaller. Like, as far as the size, it's not smaller, but just the yoke part. So anyways, that one. And then I have three with this pattern, which they have different faces. So we have a happy, a straight face, and an angry one. So each of these are $10. Alright you guys, next we have a little bee, which this is another item that I meant to make more of and I didn't because this did sell for me last time. And this same pattern I made two of, one in yellow and one in purple, and they both sold for me last time. But anyways, this is $10, same price I had it at last time, and it's just super simple little bee. And I have my own bee pattern now, so I'm not sure if I'll ever make this pattern again, but we'll see. My bee pattern is a tiny bit bigger than this one. But anyways, on to the very last item. This is my clownfish, which I am so happy with. So this original pattern is by Katydids, which I'm sure you guys know who Katydids is. If you don't, then you're definitely missing out. But anyway, this is her free bee pattern, and then Hannah from Hanagurumi, I think I'm saying that correctly. Anyways, she altered it to be this clownfish. So I made it for my market, and I did track my time and everything, so the price I have on here is $25. I think he's gonna sell. I hope at least. If not, this is another item that I really like myself, so I might just keep it. But anyways, this is the last item as well. So I'll be back to you guys in a day or two, however long it takes me to get everything organized and figure out what sold and what didn't and all of that, and I'll sit down and give you the results of how the market went. Alright you guys, so it has been a couple of days since the market. I have gathered all of my thoughts and calculated how much I've made, figured out which items have sold best for me at this market as well as at previous markets, and I'm going to be sharing all of that with you guys. But first off, I did want to go ahead and insert some pictures of what my setup looked like on the day of the market. So I do have one video, so I'll put that in first. And then I also have a couple of pictures that I can just put on a screen as I'm talking. And my setup did change quite a few times as I was at the market. I ended up kind of just switching things around as other items sold. So if you see something in a different spot in the pictures than they were in the video, or vice versa, then that's why. And I tend to do that at markets just because I don't like it to look empty in a certain spot, so I will move things around. I have my bin on the floor with everything that is left, which I believe there's only like 19 items, and if I counted correctly there was 43 when I went to the market, so that is pretty good. So I'm going to show you everything that did not sell, starting out with the items that I had at 2 markets that did not sell, this one and the previous one, and then I'll show you the other items that were new for this market that also did not sell. And then at the end of this video, I'll do a little recap of items that are definitely best sellers for me and how much money I made and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. So first item that did not sell was this duck with the little frog floaty. So this was one that I had at my market last time and also did not sell. I had a couple people interested in it, but nobody picked it up. So hopefully at the next market, but this one did not sell, and this was the second time it did not sell. Which I know that pattern was originally made with Parfait Chunky, so if I made it with Parfait Chunky, it would probably be a lot smaller and then I could charge a little less. So maybe that would work out better for actually selling. Next is this Totoro, which again, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, I apologize, but I think I am going to lower the price by at least like $5 next time. Unfortunately, just because of all the details, this did take me quite a long time, but nobody has been interested, I think, just because the price is $40 and it's kind of like a medium-sized item. Most of my bigger items are $40 to $50. So anyways, this is left from 2 markets as well. Next we have the butterfly, which has also been at 2 markets and did not sell. Every time people tell me how cute this is, but nobody picks it up. So it might just be one of those things that it's not the right people yet. If I find somebody that is specifically obsessed with butterflies, then I'm sure they would buy it, but that has not happened yet. Next we have these 3 little mushrooms that did not sell. So all 3 of these were at my previous market and this market as well. And I had 4 of them total. I had a green one and a blue one, and somebody did buy the green one at this market, but the blue one is obviously still here, as well as this pattern has not sold once for me. I thought it was really cute, but it has not sold once. So I think I already mentioned this in the beginning of this video, but this is one of those things that it's a lot of detail work. So these are $15 when you could get bigger items from me for only like 10 with the chunky yarn. So I think that's why these won't sell as well as some of the other items. But again, I may just have to wait to find the right person for these. Next I have this whale that was also at the previous market. This is $30, and again, it's one of those that is kind of a medium-sized item but a little more expensive. So I think I might lower the price to $25 because, again, also like I think I mentioned before, this was an item that I made like at least a year or 2 ago, so I'm not sure how long it actually took me. I did not track the time, so I'm not exactly sure if it's actually worth $30, so I might just lower the price a little bit. But anyways, that is this whale. And now for the final item that was at both markets and did not sell. This is actually my own pattern for the Bee Squishmallow. So this is for $45. Again, kind of pricey, so I think that's why it hasn't sold, but I did have somebody that was really interested in it and almost bought it, like grabbed it off the table and then put it back type thing. So maybe that person will decide to buy it next time or something. But yeah, it just has not sold yet. Which again, not everything is going to be a hit with everybody. And now, I do have one item that was at my previous market, but this is actually being sold to a lady that my mom knows. So I'm going to show it to you because it's left over from the market, but it's going to be sold. So it's like kind of a different category. But anyways, this is one of my pink octos. This one was at my previous market and at this market, and it did not sell at the markets, but my mom did come with me to this market and she posted it on Facebook, and one of her friends on Facebook saw it and is going to buy it from me. And now for items that I made for this time around that are still left. So I have another Octo that is still left. This is the other pink one, and again, $10. So this one was new for the market and this one was at the previous market. I also had a blue one that I showed you guys at the beginning. That is also the same situation, that it's being sold to one of my mom's friends from Facebook, as well as she is buying the orange from me. So the orange did not sell at the market, but it is being sold, as well as this Octo and the blue Octo. But those are the only ones that is the case with. But anyways, this one is left over, not being sold at all, so I'll have it at the next market. Next we have my candy cane bee, which is the only bee that did not sell. Next we have both the corns, the mama corn and the baby corn. These definitely would have sold well if I could have made it to the market when the corn song was trending, but unfortunately, again, like I think I mentioned earlier, I had COVID like right after I made these, so these didn't make it to market until now. But anyways, these are still super cute and hopefully somebody will buy them at some point. Next we also have the lemon, which this is the only fruit item that did not sell, so I still have it for the next market as well. Next, you guys, I only have one egg left, and this is actually the egg that is with the smaller yolk. The three with the big yolks and the bigger eyes ended up selling almost immediately, but this one is left over. Next we have this little duck with overalls, which did not sell, and I did have a couple people tell me it was really cute, but nobody ended up buying it. Again, just like a couple of the items, people were interested in them, but they just ended up not purchasing them for whatever reason. Which, you guys, I'm so surprised that my shark did not sell. I'm guessing it's just because of the price point, because it is $50, and $50 was the most expensive items that I had to sell. So if people liked this and something else, they probably just decided on the something else because of the price of this. But again, hopefully I will find the right person for this guy at the next market. And final item is also my own pattern, you guys. I guess it's just because I designed them. I thought they would sell better than they did, but again, most likely because of the price point, because this one is $50 as well, and it did not sell. I did have a lot of interest in the shark and this one as well, but they just didn't end up selling. So that is everything that didn't sell though. So now I'm going to go through and tell you guys everything that sold, and I'm going to tell you roughly the correct order that everything sold in. I'm not 100% sure if this is the correct order, just because at some points things did get kind of crazy and multiple people were talking to me and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not 100% sure if this is the exact order, but it's roughly the exact order that everything sold in. So first, my regular bee, which was made with my own pattern and Parfait Chunky yarn, sold. That was for $15. Next, my bear, which was for $45, did actually sell, and I was surprised that it sold that quickly as the second item at this market, because it did not sell at the first market at all. So again, that goes to show you that you just have to find the right person for a specific item. They're not going to necessarily buy it every time, and that's okay. But anyways, somebody did buy the bear for $45 as the second item. Then the smaller $10 bee sold. And then I had somebody buy one of the frogs and the chunky mushroom together at the same time. So that was $20. Each of them were $10. Then I sold the bunny for $35. The green mushroom, which I showed you, the blue one is still left over, but the green one sold. I sold that for $15. Then the angry egg sold, and that was for $10. Another egg sold with a strawberry at the same time. So the egg was $10 and the strawberry was $15. So that was $25 together. Next, the lady that actually bought the bunny came back and bought my penguin, which was made from my penguin squishmallow pattern. That was for $25, and she came back and bought that. But then actually later on, she came back to me and the eye had fallen out somehow. So I was going to refund her for that since the eye did fall off, but she decided to just take something else that was $25, which was the clownfish. So that also sold. Next, My cow pattern, which again, not released yet, but will be at some point, sold for $15. Next, somebody bought the turtle and the blueberry together. So that was $30 for the turtle and $20 for the blueberry, and that was $50 total. Next, somebody bought the green and blue dinosaur for $45, which that was also at my previous market and did not sell, so I was happy that that sold. Next, somebody bought the candy corn bee for $15. Then I had another purchase of 2 items, which that was the duck holding a pumpkin and one of the eggs at the same time. So that was $20 for the duck with the pumpkin and $10 for the egg, so that was $30 together. Next, somebody bought the chick, which I also had at my last market, and that was $30. Next, somebody bought the frog with the legs that were like hanging down, and that was for $15. Then another $15 item was the llama, and the final item that sold was the purple dinosaur for $45, which was the Triceratops dinosaur. So one thing I forgot to mention is this frog did not sell, but I am giving it to my sister. So my deal with people that come with me to help me set up for these events is we go eat beforehand and I pay for their food, and then they can choose one item that did not sell at the end of the event. That's just what I've been doing with my family and stuff whenever they come and help. So my sister chose this frog, and yeah, so it didn't sell technically, but it's also not going to be at my next market because it's going to her. So anyways, that is the situation with this. So yeah, hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what sold for me. So just like a little recap of some of the best sellers. The eggs, specifically the pattern by Crocheting Worlds, which is the ones that are a little bit bigger, sold. All 3 of those that I made sold. The mushroom, which is called Chunky Boy, something like that, is the name of the pattern. Again, I'm going to link all the patterns below, but the one that is like white on the bottom and then red on the top, that one has sold for me as one of the first items at both of my markets, so that's definitely a good seller. Bees, of course, are a good seller. So frogs are definitely a good seller as well. I sold 2 out of the 3. And last time I sold all the frogs that I had. So again, just depends on what people are there, but definitely a good seller. The fruits in general were a good seller for me this time. The only one that didn't sell was the lemon and the orange technically, but it's being sold to somebody else, so it did sell. And then smaller ducks / chicks are normally a good seller as well. I had a duck in a cow hat at the first market that sold. I had the regular like baby chick at this market that sold. And I had the duck holding the pumpkin at this market that sold. So they tend to be good sellers for me as well. A couple other things that I wanted to mention. First off, the way I tagged these items worked out great. I had a ton of these squished in the bin, as you could tell, when I was packing everything up in my previous video. So I was a little concerned that they might come off because of that, but I did not have a single price tag come off on the way there, setting everything up. Even now, all the items that didn't sell, the price tag is still on it. And it's pretty simple once somebody buys it to cut it off. They just have to cut this pink yarn, and of course be careful not to cut the actual plushie. But this worked out really well for me, so I did give you guys a little like brief tutorial on how I was making these tags in my previous video if you want to watch. But yeah, this worked out really well for me, so I wanted to tell you guys that in case you're interested in making tags the same way I did. And then another thing is just that feeling nervous before these events is completely normal. So I've done this a few times and I still felt so nervous beforehand. I was like this, and I even feel nauseous beforehand, which is probably just a me thing. I don't think that happens to most people, but just know it is normal to be really nervous for these events. But I always have a good time, and I always have fun talking to people about crocheting and about the stuff I've made. all of that kind of stuff. So there really is nothing to be worried about. I just get worried about it for no reason, really. But I did just want to mention that as well. If you are going to your first event, or you've only been to a couple and you still get that nervous feeling, it is completely normal, and I will probably have that feeling before every single one of these events I go to. So I have 17 items left from this market that will be at my next market, and then if you want to count the items that are being sold to other people or this one that I am giving to my sister, that would be 21 total from the end of the market, which is a really great turnout because I did have either like 43 or 44 items total. I should have counted specifically, but I didn't think to, so I was trying to count as I was editing the first clip of this video. So anyway, I think it was 43 or 42 or 44 or something like that. I don't know. But I definitely sold about half. So definitely a good turnout with that. And then for the amount of money I made, so my Square ended up doing 2 separate like transactions. I don't know why. The items that sold after 8 p.m. were one thing, and then the items that sold before 8 p.m. came up as a separate thing. I'm not exactly sure why. But anyways, I had 176 on one transaction, and that does not include the fees. With the fees, it is $170.52. And then for the second transaction, I had $180. So with the fees, it is $174.72. So that was a $5 fee for each one. And the fee is a percentage of the item price, as well as like a couple of cents per item or something like that. For the Square, I can put it on the screen. I'll have to look it up. I don't know exactly, but it is a percentage of the price of the item that you're specifically selling, as well as a flat rate for every time you use the Square. So anyways, that is what I made on the Square, which was more than half of the amount of money I made total. So total I made $460. So that was pretty good for an event like this. It was just at a lounge slash like coffee drink shop place. So of course it's not like a huge space for them to have people set up, but it was pretty good for the amount of people that were there and everything. So anyways, that is my full breakdown of everything that sold, what didn't sell, and everything I brought to the market, and kind of just a final recap as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful for hopefully doing your own markets in the future, or just in general. I hope you found it inspiring maybe to crochet some different things. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video, and let me know maybe what your favorite item was that I had in this video. If you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on any of my videos in the future, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell, that way you know every single time I upload a brand new video. And if you guys do want to see more from me in general, you can always check out more videos of mine, my blog, my Etsy shop, my Rippler shop, all of my social medias, and my second channel. All of that is always included in the description box down below for you guys. And with all of that, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys here in the next one. Goodbye!